Either you bring my money or me bring you death. Sin? You know one romp with a brood boy. Killer. Lord God. What up, what up, what up? We are back. Who am I? Jersey Street Corner, and this is the Prison Talk Show, people. So let's get into it. Now, you see that guy in the thumbnail? That's G Money. G Money was a Jamaican dude down with the GDs, and he had some status in the prison, so he was able to get his hands on a few cell phones. That's right, I said a few. He had a business, and this was probably one of the smartest, most lucrative businesses I've ever seen go down in prison. Shout out to all the entrepreneurs in prison, the inmates that know how to get that bread. Yeah, y'all. It's people in prison making more money than you and me on the streets living free right now. G Money was making up to $10,000 a month in prison. A month. Most people make at most $3,000 a month on a good end. Maybe $5,000 if you're doing really good at your job and you know, stuff like that. But $10,000 a month in prison, and most of that was in cash too. He was big on the Cash App. He had plenty of commissary, so much that he ain't want no more. So, let me break it down for you. Alright. Now, he had about 4 or 5 phones that he had brought in. He always kept one phone for himself. Then he kept one phone to rent out hourly. Then he had a couple of people that were running their own business enterprises that needed a phone that was willing to pay monthly. Now, of course, he gave them a break on the month instead of the hour. You talking about they was paying about $2,500 to $3,000 a month to rent the phone versus $20 an hour just to use it. Now, I know y'all thinking, how the heck was he getting that off? Man, listen, where there's a will, there's a way. All of those phones had unlimited service on them. They had street lines. They wasn't the cheap minute phones where you got to keep putting minutes on them. Nah, these phones was all connected with a street plan. So it was like a family plan, and they all had unlimited text, talk, all that, internet. So imagine the things that you could do with a phone in an hour. Just imagine, y'all. You can go online, you could order stuff, you could do all types of crazy stuff. And yeah, y'all, people had credit cards in there. They was ordering stuff and having it sent to their real houses out there in the street. Picture somebody sending you a gift from prison. You sending your girlfriend a Louis bag from prison. That's how much bread you making there. You just dropped 5 racks on a Louis bag for your girlfriend for her birthday. And she get that joint delivered with your name on it saying, "Happy birthday, babe." Yeah. You know what they call that? Power. Them dudes, those are the dudes that they girls waited for them. They knew if they could do this inside, oh, when he come home, we gonna live. It's just gonna be what it is. Those are the dudes that they girlfriends waited for them. Now, your regular guys who couldn't provide from inside the prison, it was very likely that your woman wasn't waiting for you. Nah, that's not happening. She's not waiting for a loser. You got locked up, you're on your own. Can't do nothing for me in there unless you can. Now, there was one dude named Dion. He had exclusive content. And what I mean by that is, so he would rent the phone from G Money for a month. And he would be in regular communication with his girlfriend. Now, I know y'all gonna think this is cold. This is cold and vulgar, but hey, it's prison, and you gotta do what you gotta do. And if somebody's willing to help you, it is what it is. His own girlfriend was willing to give him explicit content that he could rent out in the prison. Yeah, y'all. That means, let's say a lot of guys was going to get money to Dion's girlfriend. That's another prison term that a lot of y'all probably never heard or don't know. They call pleasuring yourself getting money in prison. Anyway, so the way it worked was he had a whole mess of content in his email that nobody could gain access to. So what he would do is he would download one of those videos into the gallery of the phone at a time. And that's the one that he'll be working with for, say, the week. He'll rock, one video for the week, and then he'll go on to the next one, and on to the next one. So what he'll do is he'll put it in the gallery section of the phone so that whoever he rents the phone out to will have access to, that footage. Now, mind you, Dion is only renting this phone out for 1 hour at a time. And this was ingenious too. Not only did you have access to use the actual phone for an hour, which you could have just went through G Money for that if you just wanted to use the phone to talk, but when you go through Dion, you getting access to the phone and you getting access to that exclusive content. So some jokers, they would chop their time up. They'd talk on the phone for about 35, 40 minutes and use the rest of the time to watch that video and do what they're going to do with it. Some people was just straight up horn dogs, y'all. Some people would spend the whole hour watching and rewatching that footage. I mean, she was going in. She made it exclusive. POV. Live and direct. The camera was all up in it. So these dudes is freaked out. And they like, man, I ain't trying to call nobody. I'd rather sit here and watch this video all night. Now, for that service, Dion was getting a hefty $40 an hour, y'all. That was for the phone usage and the video. And like I said, people was willing to pay it. So you know that phone was getting passed around to many different people. Now, the one thing that G Money always expressed was that, listen, you do what you do, but remember one thing. These are my phones. Anything happen to my phone, we got problems. I don't care who do something to the phone, but you renting it out for your business don't got nothing to do with me. If something happened to my phones, my guy, me and you got a problem. Now, Dion, he making bread, so he like, hey, whatever, I'm not gonna sweat it. Now, what y'all think, y'all? Get in the comment box. Eventually, after going through that many people's hands, somebody gonna get clumsy and either get caught or broke it, or something gonna happen to the phone that you can't explain, that you gonna be held liable for. And you gotta think to yourself, are you really ready for that? Are you ready to go to war with G Money, the Jamaican gangster? Nah, I don't think y'all ready for that. Now, word got through the pod about Dion's exclusive content. So, of course, everybody want to see it. And most people could gather $40 for, 1 hour is a little expensive, but hey, if you ain't seen a woman in that long, you gonna pay to see a real woman. Now, a YN named Jason, he found out who he had to go talk to, and he went to see Dion. And Dion told him the rules. You got 1 hour. After that, I need the phone back. If you keep it any longer than an hour, it's gonna be extra charges. You're like, I got you. I'll probably bring it back early. I just want to see what everybody talking about, You're like, YN, you gonna love it. You gonna love it. Trust me. Yeah, my shorty bad. Wait till you see her. Oh, yeah. Now, and by the way, supposedly Dion was telling the truth. Supposedly his shorty was bad. And for that bread, she was throwing it back. Anyway, so Jason took the phone and, he got to his cell, put the white sheet up, and he made a few phone calls real quick. And he said, all right, let me see what's going on. So he went to the gallery and he saw the video and he started watching it. And as he's watching it, Jason, he drooling. He dang. And next thing you know, Jason find himself wrapped around the damn toilet. Now, Jason, he's mesmerized. He loses all track of time and what's going on behind that white sheet. And he don't realize that there's an officer walking the tier. So, now, normally a white sheet is not going to get you in trouble. They're just going to tell you to rip it down and get rid of it. And that's that. And they're going to keep it moving. But if they see it, they will stop to acknowledge it because you're not supposed to have anything hindering them from seeing inside that cell. CO walking. Now, there's people out there trying to give Jason a heads up. It's people out there whistling and stuff like that, trying to give him a heads up. But his eyes are glued to that screen, y'all. Now, picture this. Jason got the phone in his right hand, and let's say he's jacking in his left hand. He got no idea that the CO is creeping up on his cell. Inmate, take that white sheet down. Inmate, take that white sheet down. Now, Jason, being scared, confused, mid-jack, dropped the damn phone in the toilet, right in the water. And he quickly turned around on that stall and said, "Oh, my bad. I'm just taking a shit. My bad. I'll take it down in 2 minutes. Let me just finish taking the shit, officer." And normally the officers are like, all right, 2 minutes, man. It better be down next time I come around. So Jason cleaned up, stuck his hand down there in that toilet, got the phone out, dried it up as good as he could and shook it out. And it's going on and off. Like the screen is fading. It got water damage now. And it dropped. There's no case on the phone. Yeah. Somebody's going to be in trouble for this one. Now, he hurried up, got that white sheet down, and he went on back about the pod. Now, his hour was just about done, so he said, bump it. I told him I was going to give it back early anyway. And he gave the phone back to Dion. Now, when Dion get the phone back, immediately he looking at it like something don't look right. It looked like, it's water under the screen and stuff. And he's looking at it, he holding it up, and water starts dripping out of the bottom of it. Old boy Jason ain't shaking enough of that water out. So he trying to turn it on, and it keep going on and off. He like, oh man, no, this can't be happening, man. He like, this dude, he gonna want $10,000 to replace this phone, because that's the money that he gonna lose while it's broken till he get a new one. He like, dang, man, what did he do? Now, immediately, Dion go head right back out to find Jason, like, yo, dude, what did you do? Hey, man, get off me, man. I don't know what you're talking about. He's like, what you mean you don't know what I'm talking? What you mean? I gave you the phone back, man. What you talking about? I paid you. He said, man, you messed up the phone, man. You fucked it up. He's like, man, you bugging. I ain't did nothing to it. Now, at this point, it wasn't even worth Dion getting into it with the YN, because what that was going to do, I mean, at best, maybe he should have got into it with the YN, y'all. Maybe he should have had his ass down the lockup. because he would have got locked up if he would have got into it with the YN right there in the day room. But no, instead, he took his ass on down to see OG Rasta Dread G Money. And G Money looked at him calm as ever and said, "Just give me my money." And he's like, "Huh? Just give me my money. Me tell you $10,000. You missed the phone." So Dion like, hey, come on, man. Come on. I don't got that kind of bread. You know I don't got that kind of bread. I ain't getting it like you. I don't got that, man. So G Money is like, "Listen here, what I'm going to tell you. You going to give me everything you got, and you going to get the rest. And when I say get the rest, I mean get it however you get it. I don't care if you robbing, stealing, running down on people for cash apps, whatever you gotta do. Get me my money. Else we never doing business again." Now, them not doing business again, that's gonna be very, very bad for Dion. His business thrives on that cell phone. And he's getting some bread. So Dion make it happen, y'all. He got him about $6,000, and he told me he was going to work the rest off. And that worked for G Money. Remember, they had been doing business for a long time, so G Money already had 4 more phones, and he knew if he gave him another phone, he was going to definitely be able to work it off. But there was interest on that work off. So instead of paying $3,000 a month, he was paying more like $4,500 a month at this point until he worked off his debt plus interest. Now, I know what you're thinking. This didn't end up as violent as you thought it would. I know y'all thought G Money was going to bash his head in. But nah, G Money was a businessman. A businessman. He knew ain't no point of hurting him when he gonna bring him some more bread. And the more bread he bring him, the more phones he could buy. He wasn't worried about that one phone. He can get another phone the next day. That's how he had it with the COs, the status he had. So the only violence that came out of this story was once things was cooled off with Dion and G Money, Dion went to go find that YN Jason. He grabbed him, threw him in his cell, and he beat the brakes off of Jason. Shoved his head in the toilet bowl and told him, "Next time you lie to me, I'll take your life. YN. This ain't no joke up in here. You messing with grown men money. And we'll hurt you. We'll unalive you over it." Alright, listen, y'all. That's going to be it for this story. I really hope you liked it. Like, share, subscribe. Hit that hype button if you can. And do your boy a big old favor. Tell everybody to tell everybody. J Corner got that fire. Alright, y'all. It's your boy JS Corner. And I'm out.